quick demo of the CoLab Studio web application for music producer collaboration. All right, so as you see here, and this is a web app, I want to emphasize that. So it's for web and tablet, it would work okay too. There is not a mobile version of this application yet. Okay, so this is the splash page or the first page. I'm going to demo it as an established user, and we're going to create a new user later. So here we go, sign in. Okay, so I have an existing project. If I wanted to make a new project, I could do it this way, that it would make a new project. And when the new project is created, let me do a test project just to show you really quickly. Something like that. You can choose a genre. I'll just do, let's do metal. And I'll say that it's at something like 160 BPM. Just do a D minor key, and you'll just, for this, we'll just say description. All right, won't get too descriptive there. So once it makes the project, it'll direct you to the new project, and you can upload like a demo file or a demo audio so people can hear, oh, what should this song kind of sound like? Now, right now, I don't have two places to have like sort of a demo reel, or what I'm trying to say is a reference reel or a reference audio. It shouldn't be a reel, sorry, a reference audio file. But that might be added in future iterations. But what you would do is you would upload a song. So let me go back. I don't need to show. I guess I could show how that works. But what I would rather do is come back to this and just work on an existing project, right? So I would come here. Oops, let's not do that one. Let's go back. And you just have to click here to come back, and then work on this one. And so as you can see, I've uploaded some stems here. I can upload a new version of the song here. So let's see what that looks like. Let's say I wanted to upload a new version of End of Times. So I click here to upload a new version, and I'll just search for it. Okay, so I'll search for it and then bring it here, upload it, and I'll just say second version, I'll say third version. Oops, I must have clicked off of there, so let me try it again. So let's find End of Times, and then we'll say third version. And then we can make it, we'll just keep it electronic, that's the existing, and we'll just keep everything else the same. Then I can copy, this is really cool, I can copy all the stems from the other version, so that means make sure that everything gets grandfathered over or gathered over from the other version. If I don't do that, you'd have to re-upload the stems from the other version. So you'll see these two stems even in the third version. I'll show you that in a second. So it uploads, and then you get your new version of it. And so if I come over here to my versions, it'll show all the different versions. This is the third version, right? And so what I'll do is, so right now the second version is what's being used as the official version, but I can switch that. Let's say I want to switch it back to, or I want to switch it to the third version, right? So I'll switch it to that. And then I'll come back. So then when I come back over here, so it has the third version, you should see the same stems because and the same stems are there, right? And let's say I want to go back and make it for the original version or whatever that was, the ambient bed. I can set this as the official version. Now I can only set official versions if I'm owner of if I'm the actual owner of the project. So what I'll do is invite a collaborator. And the collaborator that I'm going to invite is somewhere around It's this one right here. So I haven't used this website for a while, or this email address. So this is exomediaprod@gmail.com. So I have a lot of tabs here. So let me see. I should move the one that I'm working on over here. This is another project I'm working on. Okay. So I'll invite a new collaborator. I'll say exomediaprod@gmail.com. And I'll say, let's say we need let's say for this is an ambient song, so we need, I don't know, bassist. Okay, and then depending on how you set the settings, they can hear an example file or example audio file of it, or you can point them, and I'll show you this in a second, you can point them to like a SoundCloud location or a YouTube location. So I'm gonna send the invitation, and you're gonna get a link. So this link, in case somebody loses their email or something like that, you can use that link and invite them later. So, but anyway, let me show you. Here's what I was gonna say earlier. You can point them to an external link where it's hosted online, the audio, but we're not gonna do that now. Okay, so now I have a CoLab Studio. I have an invitation here, and I can say, listen to the preview. Cool, I like this song. Right on. So I'll come back, and then I'll say accept invitation. Oops, so this is where I have to sign out and sign in as Exomedia, and I don't remember Exomedia's. Oh, this is why I'm doing this. Exomedia actually does not have a profile on the production side, so I have to make a new one. So this is why I wanted to show this actually. So now what I'll have to do is sign up, and here's the sign up page. And for Exomedia, I'll just call it Exomedia like this. I'll say Exomedia prod at gmail.com. I'll enter in a password, and then I'll continue, and then it'll see, okay, you're signing up, and I'll come back over here. I'm gonna get an email with this code 175117. Okay. Oops. Okay. All right, cool. So now I'm signed in here, and I can accept. Now, if I go to my projects, you see it doesn't show any, but if I accept this invitation, so we'll go back. End of times. Accept the invitation. Right on. And I've listened to it already. It just says, lay down some smooth bass, please. And there's like this. Awesome. I'm going to say accept. And once I say accept, I'll come back here and actually open it up for me. But I can look at my projects, and I am a collaborator on this project. So cool, I guess. But when I open this up, as you see, I don't have certain permissions that producers have. See, as you see here, it's a collaborator, and that's what that icon means right there. So I can upload new versions, just not here. I can't invite new members, only the producer can. And there's a few other things, permission things that I cannot do. But here's the comments. So we can view the comments. I can leave a comment. So now that I'm a new person, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a comment in the general discussion. And I'll leave a comment for, let's say, Brian Kidd. That guy. I heard he's a character. So what I'll say is, hi, Brian, thanks for adding me to this project. Right on. And then I'll do that and reply. Then I'll sign out and sign back in as Brian. All right. And I'll sign into this project. And as you see, oh my God, someone left a comment for me. Who is that? Oh, that Exomedia guy, I think. Yes, hi Brian, thanks for adding me to this project. And so that's kind of cool. And then basically you can add comments to stems, certain stems, you know, the actual sound wave files. And I should make that little logo thing icon a different color for WCAG compliance. So, uh, gotta have the good accessibility. So, and you can go through the different comments this way, or just have them all. And you can even do that out here where, you can go, where am I collaborator? Which one I'm not a collaborator on any of those, but I am an owner. But if I was collaborating on one of these, it would go through there and filter those out and just show me the collaborator one. Okay? So let me just go to the versions, and then I should be done with this. It's just a really quick overview. What's cool is you can play these as you go to the different pages. It keeps playing it, so that's continuous play. And this sort of SoundCloud idea here. I don't have the comments down that you can leave like on SoundCloud. I might add that. But here's the different versions. I showed you that quickly, I think, at least when I loaded up the new version. One of the things that's interesting here is it's going to change in future iterations. I'm not going to go over the Figma design because I want to make this fairly short. But there's going to be something called assignments, and we're going to have a team, and each team member have their own profile. You can look for different people and different profiles that you might want to add. By the way, as you see, I'm a producer, so I get the little star there, right? So let me turn this down. I can show you the volume controls. And I can also show you that you can speed it up, loop it, right? So that's kind of cool. And you can upload a new version. I've showed you that on the other page. I guess I showed you that here too, actually. The mixed history doesn't work right now, so I'm gonna have to take care of that. I don't really know if I'm even gonna keep that. But what I wanna show you really quickly is, right now I'm in the prep phase of this, right? Let's say I've recorded everything, and that's what you're listening to now. This is the version. We're done recording, yes. I can't go to mix or master or releases, but I can go to record. I can't go back. I can't skip a step because these are all incremental or sequential. And that makes sense. There's 5 of them, so 5 times 20 is what? It's 100, so each of these are worth 20%. And this actually corresponds to what you're going to see. It says 40%. If I come out here, it says that I am... Oh, I didn't read the right thing. Oh, it says I'm 20%. So let me go to end of times. And then we go to versions, and we've prepped, we've recorded. Is it not? If I go to here, this is okay, hold on a second. So this is the overview. This is end of times, collaboration. Okay, now it says 100%. Now let me go back though and look at this really quick. There might be a bug that I just figured out. And I might fix it here. I might just have the users find it, like a little Easter egg bug. Let's say I go back. Okay. Because if we're 20%, this should be 20%, right? And then this should be 40%. So let me go back to here. And it says 40%. Huh. I don't know what was going on there, but it might be a little glitch. Maybe it happens. I'll have to see what's going on, but it does work. It worked that time at least. Okay, so that is kind of a really brief overview of everything. I can upload stems. So for instance, in this project, end of times. Now I thought I had more stems. I thought I had a synthesizer, right? Now that's interesting because, I know why. Because I know exactly why. Because I didn't copy over. So here's an example. So this second one, I didn't copy over the stems. So let me see something really quick. So if I go to the second one, the second version, right? And I make this the official version, right? I think it's because this one has more stems and I didn't copy over the stems to the new one, if that makes sense. So yeah, so this one has, so that's an interesting use case where like if you go to the way back, you might see, oh shit, that one doesn't have all the stems. Now, speaking of stems, so you're adding the stems incrementally, but if you decide to go 2 back to the first one or something, you might not have all the same stems. But you can download these, and when you download the stems, they actually download in a zip file that you can unzip, right? So that's kind of cool. So this is a zip file here. And you can view all the stems. So every single stem, not just the one in this version, but all the different versions. So each version has a different stem. So a different set of stems, right? So this is the version I'm on now. It has 2 stems. If we saw the first version only has 1, and if I add 1 here, which I might as well just show really quick. This will be the end of the video, perhaps. Let's say I wanted to add, so I got a synth. I don't know what I have in my files. I don't think I have any vocals. I might have a bass somewhere. So let's say I upload a bass somewhere on my computer. There's a bass. And here's a bass wave. I got a bass, some sort of bass here, right? So I'll upload that. I have a 150 megabyte limit, so I'll go ahead and upload that. And I'll say whatever, and then I'll make sure I click on bass because that'll give it the right icon. I can add different instruments, and then I think it adds different. I don't think it adds different icons. I didn't make it do that. It'll just show it. Anyway, and these, when they're grayed out, these are for future iterations. But let's upload this bass. Okay, and close it. And now you have a bass. I can play it, whatever that bass is. There's a bass. And I can pause it, start it, pause it. I can download it. I can make a comment on it. I can edit it. Like new smooth bass on. I get on that ass. All right, fine. So you save it, and then you'll get the description of the smooth bass. There it is. Wait, that's not the bass. Oops, click off that. New smooth bass. You could finish the rest. Okay, so there you go. That is an overview of the app. For right now, this is like really bare bones. This is just something that I just came up. It's functional. It's essentially like the description that I have for it. It's somewhere on here. So the description is really bare bones too. It's just like I could show it. Well, actually, to show it on my portfolio. My portfolio. So CoLab Studio is a full stack web application offering collaborative works. Let me start over. CoLab Studio is a full-stack web application offering a collaborative workspace for music producers to share projects, upload mixes and stems, leave feedback, and track progress, all in one place. New features including a team page with user profiles and a team member assignment page are currently in development. So there's the description. This is my personal portfolio, and I just kind of added some screenshots there. That's kind of obviously some of that is AI generated. I tweaked it a little at the end there, but you know, I'm trying to. This is what it's so far. So far, you can think of it as kind of being a way to organize your collaboration, and for convenience and organization. Right now, obviously, in the future, it's going to be a bit more complex. And so I am not going to show you the Figma design of it because I want you to go to my personal portfolio and then you can see the Figma design. I mean, I could show you a little bit here. And this is the Figma design. And if you wanted to, you could, and I'm better at Figma now, so some of this I would have done it better. But if you want, you can go over here and play that, and it'll show you the prototype, and you open the prototype and it'll kind of go through what these other pages are going to be, like the assignments page I haven't developed yet, that's next. And in the second iteration will also have a team page, right? And that team page will have individual profiles of everybody that's on this app that you can search for, and you can invite them to a project, you can book a call, that the person can give you a example of their music, and basically describe it, say who they are with a bio, their availability, what instruments they play, etc., etc. And then the last thing, I won't even get into it. There's gonna be a schedule, possibly. I might not do that because it's gonna be a lot of development. I actually don't even have a prototype or a mock-up for it. It's in a wireframe. And that's almost an application in and of itself. It's something that you would look up, like Slack.com. It wouldn't be as complex as Slack, but the way I designed it. You know what? Shit, I'll show you anyway. So let me go back here, back to files, and I can show you the wireframe really quickly of that. And I'll show you why I didn't even do a mock-up of it, but this is what the scheduling stuff would look like. The stuff, the pages. So as you can see, it's pretty complex. I think it's 2 pages is what I did. So, blah, blah, blah. Right. So that's the thing, is it's actually a lot. Those are the song versions. Sorry. This is this. Is it 1 page? I guess it's 1 big page. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done this wireframe, but yeah, as you can see that it's almost an application in and of itself. And what you'll notice here is the timeline. So either in the assignments or on this versions page, I would have a timeline, and that would be more precise as to the progress. But for right now, what I implemented is that you're just going into the versions page, as I showed you earlier, and clicking on the different iterations of it. You can't skip ahead because, of course, you have to mix before you master. You have to master before you release, right? I can't go, oh, prep, now we're releasing, obviously. So it won't let you click any of these. They have to be all sequential, right? So obviously it would be like 60%. Let's see if that works, because I'm almost like, hey, what was that thing doing before? Yeah, it says 60%. So you can delete a project or edit it if you're the owner. So if I'm a collaborator on a project, I cannot delete. I cannot edit. Now, editing the project is just editing the project name and the description for now. Out here, at least, you can edit more details if you go into the project itself. And so, for instance, you can edit all these project details here, right? And you can also do an arrangement. So I have a chorus, intro chorus. I don't know. Usually you do a verse before a chorus. Before a chorus. And so this is a verse. Let's say, and I do the verse, and that goes from 45 to let's see, something like that, and then a bridge or something like that. Bridge. You probably wouldn't do the bridge yet, but anyway, just for demonstrative purposes here, you can say that. Right, to, let's say it's some sort of long bridge, right? So you can save all those changes, and then it shows you the arrangement. Oops, now it does that sometimes, and it shouldn't. It should not reload. So let me tweak it and see what it does. Let's say it goes to 235, and save it. Okay, and it didn't do it this time. So there are some little glitches and things. It's a new app, but I think that for right now, for the intents and purposes of what it needs to be, sort of bare bones application, that it works great as far as I know. That's why I'm going to be doing user testing, and I'll give an update on that. But hopefully that gives you an idea of the application thus far. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more developments. This is Brian Kidd, aka